stamina, drive, and perseverance. These are the watchwords of any athlete. Today, we meet a competitor who has recently returned from not one, but two competitions where she did very well. Toni Nisbett placed first and third in the 2022 IFBB, International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness, Florida Classic, and placed third in the women's bikini short class category at the IFBB, Inter-Island Bodybuilding Fitness and Physique Championship, which was held in St. Martin. Accompanying Toni is her coach, David Walwyn, owner of Fit Wellness Center. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Okay, so congratulations once again, Toni, on your accomplishment. Can we safely say that you have made history for St. Kitts and Nevis?
No, I haven't made history yet, but close to making history.
Okay.
I do have to get into your mind a little bit, Toni, because obviously you say you're close to making history. We know what your goal was going into this competition. How do you keep yourself motivated to work towards that goal?
Okay, I'm a very motivated person and disciplined. So whenever I set a goal, I always stay committed to the goal, be consistent, and just do it as Nike said.
That's nice. So how do you prepare for the competitions then, Toni, without giving away too much?
Okay, when you're preparing for a competition, you have to go on prep. So my prep for these shows were about 20 weeks. I started in February for both shows. So prep simply means that you have to be training and on a strict diet. So I was training for about 6 days a week and a very strict diet, which consists of a lot of vegetables and protein. I didn't eat a lot of starch. You have to remove starch like rice and bread from your diet. So preparing for a show, you just have to really train really hard at the gym. Your workout consists of resistance training, which is lifting weights, and you do a lot of cardio. So I did that for about 20 weeks in preparation for the shows.
Wow.
All right, Coach, how do you feel about Toni's accomplishments?
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of Toni. It takes a special person to endure the kind of preparation that it takes to compete in these regional competitions, and that's why not a lot of people do it. It takes radical commitment and discipline. Toni just sort of brushed over it, but it's a lot more intense than she may have expressed. Because imagine giving up, and by the way, 20 weeks relates to 5 months. So imagine giving up all those wonderful things that you enjoy. You can never have ice cream or carbohydrate or croissant or bread. You have to be extremely disciplined and regimented in your training routine. You have to go on this very strict diet for 5 months, never ever cheating at all. Wow. So it takes a great deal of discipline and a radical commitment. And so I personally, and I've said this before, but I personally want to commend Toni for exerting that discipline and commitment that is required. And it's going to be those same attributes that's going to get her to achieve the ultimate goal of achieving her pro card. So we hope to do that at the next competition. Have a few different things we need to work on. Not so much her body, but more of her stage presence and posing. And I think we'll accomplish it without a doubt.
Lovely. So David, when did you first observe that Toni had the potential to do bodybuilding?
She has a great physique. Those of you who may know her, she has great genetics. So she's always been very symmetrical. And for me, I thought it was just an easy fit. There are some folks who have a body type and they sort of have to fight to fit into a particular category. Mm-hmm. For her, she had an advantage because she had great genetics. So it was easy. Yeah. So for her, it was just a matter of fine tuning her already good foundation.
Okay.
So symmetry is a very important component to be able to compete in these competitions, which means everything has to sort of blend very nicely together. Your body has to be very symmetrical.
Okay.
All right, so Toni, what we want to know now is your mindset, state that you were in thought about concerning the competition as it was going on, and also at the end of it. What was going through your mind?
Okay, what was going through my mind at both competitions, I was very focused and looking forward to the Florida competition, because that would have been my first time going to the mainland to compete.
Okay.
And both my coaches, my prep coach and David, they really believe in me and think I had a really good chance in Florida. So I was very excited, I was focused, and I just went there and do my best. And I was able to win my first class, which was Masters over 35 Bikini. So that was a very exciting moment for me. And I was very close to winning the pro card, but in that category, they didn't have enough ladies in the other 40 overs. So they didn't give the pro card for that class.
Oh, well, congratulations nonetheless,
Yes,
because
again,
it's
yes.
a great accomplishment.
Thank you.
I know on the normal scene, many women in the over 35 category, we're talking about bikini, we're talking about physique and symmetry and all the discipline that it takes you to get there. You are obviously going to be a good example for a lot of women, and not just women either, men, young boys, young girls. So we're really proud of you, Toni.
And the fact that you gave her bread for 5 months, which is most of our staples, man, I'm extremely proud of you. Extremely proud of you.
Yeah. I had my first bread when I was leaving St. Martin, and that was like a real joy. I did a little video on my social media to send my first bread in about 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, David, we know that you said Toni pushes herself very well, but is there any point at which she peaked and she didn't want to go anymore?
It's a constant struggle, Hortensia. It's not easy. I make those points, but not. I don't suggest that it is all easy. It's a constant struggle every day for her.
Okay.
But that's where the discipline and commitment comes in, and that's what makes champions. Despite, she gets up just to give you a sense of a routine. She had to get up at 5 o'clock sometimes a little earlier than that, 4:30, do an hour of cardio before she goes to work, where she does a full day at work. After she leaves work, she has to come hit the gym, go through a very instinctive workout, and then do cardio again after that. And that's 6 days a week. And so it's she gets grumpy, not being able to eat what she want to eat, cutting out all the foods, so there's no enjoyment. And so somebody has to muster a great deal. That's why I use the word radical, a great deal of discipline and commitment to be able to push through that frustration, push to those days where you don't feel like getting up and do it anyway. And, that's what champions are made of.
Indeed.
After listening to Coach David talk about the mental strength that it takes and the sheer commitment that it takes to get to the level that you are at, obviously you are a human being, as he hinted, and I'm glad that he hinted that. Were there any mornings and any moments when you went to train with him that you just thought, you know what, can I get out of this one today? Do I really have to push myself that hard? Let's talk about those moments, Toni.
Yes, there was a lot of those moments. It takes a lot to go training, especially after my work. I have a hectic job. And sometime after my job, my energy is already low because I'm on low carbs. And I get very grumpy when I'm on low carbs. So sometimes I have a little fight with my coach. But, I have to dig deep and discipline. That's when discipline comes in, and commitment, that you have a goal. So you have to push through your bad moments. And another thing that keeps me going is one of my good friends. She lives all the way Atlanta, but she always does cardio with me in the early morning. So at 5 o'clock, we get up each morning. We do WhatsApp call, and she does the cardio with me for 30 minutes. And that really keeps me going, because sometimes you don't want to get out of bed. You're tired. The previous night, you had a long resistance training, but, there's a goal. And in order to achieve any goal, you have to make certain sacrifices in life. So I know it was just for a moment, it's prep time. And then thereafter, I'll have a little break after the competition. So what kept me going is the discipline and the commitment to the goal.
Such discipline. But I'm still on the fact that you had a fight with your coach. You have to, because it's human, and I get it. And thank you for showing us that side.
We do fight.
So David,
other
than supporting Toni and ensuring that she becomes the best that she is, what other aspects are there as your role as coach during the journey with Toni?
Coach covers, really everything. You become, the ultimate support to your athlete, particularly, for a case like Toni's, preparing for regional competitions. You have to check-ins every day. You have to be very involved in her diet, in her training. She has to do check-in photos to see how her body's responding to training, because adjustment will need to be made if she's too flat or she's becoming too hard. So it is. There's a very, very involvement in her training. And she talk about fighting. There's times she comes, she's grumpy. There's times that I say, listen, I'm not going to take this attitude today. I'm not training today. Come back tomorrow when you feel like better. No, it's that intense, because just imagine that there's many times I have to bite my tongue because I have to sort of understand what she is, because she's very frustrated. She's on edge. She's not able to eat. She's tired. She's frustrated. And so, you have to take those things into consideration. But, sometimes, it takes a coach to say, okay, we're pushing a bit too hard. Just let's back off a little bit. Let's do something lighter.
Okay.
And so, it takes, a person has to have a very keen sense of the person and sort of being very in tune with them. Yeah. Because, you don't want to push someone too hard, because that can be counterproductive. It can affect how muscles are developed, and it creates stress and, increase cortisol levels and those kind of things. So it's very, 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 very technical as well.
All right. So David, yes, continue, please.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So I was going to ask you about the pro card, the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. Any competitors? We asked Toni about making history before, and you had a bit of insight for us on that.
Yeah. So I always when we do posts, I always say that Toni's going to be the first person in Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to become an IFBB pusher. It doesn't mean saying, because, but the reality is that's the fact. I don't know of anyone in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, in the history of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so if anyone out there listening can prove that wrong, I really would like to know. Apart from Bertil Fox, apart from Bertil Fox that I know, there's no one else in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis that has ever achieved an IFBB pro card. So she'll be the first to accomplish that when she accomplished that.
All right, that's great. We're looking forward to it.
That's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's inevitable. That's inevitable.
It is inevitable. And once again, I said she will bring it home for the Federation. She definitely will. So Toni and David, what is your philosophy on fitness?
Toni, you going to go first?
Okay, fitness to me is something that keeps me going each day. I relieve my stress from my work, and I'm also a mom. I have a son. So that's my little escape when I go to the gym and work out. I really enjoy fitness, as I'm a very shy person. I always tell my coaches, and he knows that. But I love competing because of the fitness part of it. I enjoy the training, and when we go to the different shows, I'm meeting the athletes. That's one of my favorite parts of it. Meeting the athletes, networking, meeting the judges. So fitness is just a way of life for me. It's a lifestyle. Even when I'm not prepping, I eat clean 90% of the time. And I would encourage persons to really include fitness in their life. We have a lot of diseases going around. make you age gracefully, keep you in good shape. And it's just something really good to get into. So fitness along with diet, because you have to include diet. People say diet is like 70%, but to me, diet is like 100%. Because if you go out working out, and you're not adjusting your diet and eating healthy, you won't see the results and changes in your body. And I really saw that this prep. We took our nutrition and dieting to another level in this prep. And it was just amazing how the body look and the muscles and your symmetry changes. So fitness and diet both have to be 100% to achieve results.
Nice, indeed. David?
Well, first, let me just say fitness, I incorporate, people always just think of fitness as just fitness is something separate apart from myself. First, I think it's important to note that fitness is an integral part of a very single human being. You know, their mental, psychological, emotional, spiritual, and physical state is an integral part. It cannot be separated from the parts of oneself. And so it's not even a choice to say that I choose not to be fitness. I mean, you look at people who are extremely fit and pursue regular exercise routine, they tend to be more favorable in life. You know, tend to get the better jobs. They tend to be more appealing to mates. They tend to get further in life, and there's a reason for that. Because people understand that it requires a great deal of a different level of discipline and commitment to maintain yourself, and it also speaks to a person's self-value. You say it says a lot about a person if they take care in taking care of themselves. So for me, fitness isn't separate apart. It's an integral part of who we are as human beings, and it's inextricably linked to what makes us up as human. And so it's no different than getting up every morning and taking a bath. It has to be an integral part of your daily life. It cannot be separate. We can spend a whole 2 shows to talk about the many benefits of fitness. Maybe we'll do that at some point. But this is why it's so important, and if we don't do it, we will perish because it's such an integral part of our human being.